This week, we got an update on the PSVR2, we got some rumored pricing on PlayStation's Gamepass competitor, and we got an RIP coming down the pike. So let's just go ahead together as a people and check it out. And welcome to another sensational Sunday. I'm Mike, and I don't know why I was doing weird stuff with my hands. Either way, you know Sunday is the day that I bring the heat with the gaming news and sometimes the tech news, but most recently the gaming news. So let's hop into it. We finally got the photograph, the photography, the evidence of the existence of this PlayStation VR2, which has already been confirmed. I already did a video about the specs when they released that, but we didn't know how the system, or the headset, it's not really a system, the headset itself looked. We knew how the controllers looked because they leaked that a while ago, but now we got the whole package together. And I have some thoughts about it. And my thoughts are, it looks a lot like the PlayStation VR1, which isn't a bad thing. I'm actually glad that they have that back strap with the cushion on it. The PlayStation VR1 is a really comfortable headset, so I'm glad they're keeping that design language with the PlayStation VR2, especially with the back part of it. The thing with the Oculus Quest is it's very front heavy because it has the whole computer and everything in there, whereas this is still using the PlayStation to power it, so theoretically it should be a lot lighter. It's probably going to be one of the more comfortable headsets again, just like the first one was. They said in the article that they wanted to keep the design language basically similar to the PS5 and the DualSense and all that stuff, but in reality, the PSVR, the original one, already kind of had that design language. It's kind of like the PS5 itself kind of took some of the design language from the PSVR instead of vice versa. But yeah, it does look a lot better with the PS5 than the PSVR did with the PS4 as far as the designs matching. So yeah, I didn't really know what to expect design wise. I figured it would look a little bit more like an Oculus Quest, and it kind of does, but still keeps a lot of that PlayStation VR, kind of the things that defined it as a headset. It's a cool looking headset, and hopefully we get some more information about the release soon. Speaking of release, Bethesda has decided to release its launcher, its Bethesda launcher from life, as in it's going to be RIP because it's shutting down in May. So yes, the Bethesda launcher is shutting down. The transfer process is going to begin in April, and by that I mean transferring the games from the Bethesda launcher over to Steam, because that's where you're going to be able to redeem your licenses if you own games through the Bethesda launcher. So I would say that it's sad to see it go, but honestly, before this article was a thing, I didn't know that Bethesda had their own launcher. I literally just discovered it. So I'm not really sad about it. I can't be sad about it because I didn't know it existed. So I guess it's RIP. The thing is, Bethesda's owned by Microsoft now, so most of their games, or a lot of their games at least, are on the Xbox app and Gamepass, and probably on the Microsoft Store as well. I don't know because I don't download games from the Microsoft Store because it's trash, but I assume that they might be up there. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't give the option to transfer it over to the Microsoft Store or to the Xbox app. I guess since it's already up there as part of Game Pass anyway, and people that license it or bought the games probably most likely would want to play it on Steam. I guess that makes the most sense. I'm not saying that it was the wrong move. It was definitely the better move, but I'm just surprised that they didn't try to push it over to Microsoft services instead of pushing it over to Steam. But yeah, if you do happen to have any games that are exclusively through the Bethesda launcher, in April you'll get instructions on how to redeem your license for that stuff on Steam. Now for our final story, we got some details about the potential rumored PlayStation competitor for Game Pass. So this is like a rumor within a rumor, because there's already the rumor that they're working on a competitor, which I believe is probably true because they know that Game Pass is a selling point for Xbox. So of course they want their own version of it, but we got rumors about the pricing tiers. And I mentioned in the original video when we covered the rumor that they said it was supposed to be like a 3-tier system, and that's what the rumor is. So basically the update on this is there's going to be a $10, a $13, and a $16 tier. Now, some of these prices seem kind of steep, so I'm going to go over what the rumor is that each of them will offer. So the $10 apparently is just going to be PlayStation Plus as it is right now. So you get your monthly games, you can play games online. That's going to be $10 a month. If you add that up, that's going to be $120 a year. Now, my thing about this, my question is, are they still going to sell the whole year cards for PlayStation if they do this? Because if it's $10 a month and the card is like $50 a year, or $60. I can't remember how much it is. I usually buy it for $40 when it's on sale. It wouldn't really make that much sense to do that $10 a month one. It would still make the most sense just to buy the whole year. Hopefully it's not a situation where they only give you the option to do monthly, because I'd rather still just buy the year card. But that's just me personally. Some people like paying monthly for stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Hopefully, if this is true, they still leave that option. Now, the next tier, the $13 a month, is still supposed to be PlayStation Plus, and then it's supposed to be a catalog of classic games. So this is kind of the other part of the rumor about working the backwards compatibility into this package. And I think with PlayStation's library, depending on what games are available on this rumored service, it could be a compelling package because they really have a great back catalog to make it worth it. Obviously with Xbox, you get some of their back catalog stuff, but one of the big appeals is you get all their first party games on launch. It doesn't sound like this is going to happen with the PlayStation service, but if they have like a whole bunch of like older games for $13 a month, like from PS3, PS2, and PlayStation, like some of their big hits and like hundreds of games, might be worth it. And the third tier is rumored to have the same thing as the first two, so PS Plus and the classic games, plus the PlayStation Now streaming component, so you would get PlayStation Now included with that, which, I don't know, unless they do something with PlayStation Now and drastically overhaul it, I don't think there's a way to make that thing interesting. So to me, the third tier would be like the least appealing. I think that second tier would probably, for me at least, be the best one, because I'm just not interested in PlayStation Now. Also, the third tier is supposed to have like trials, which I don't know. That doesn't sound like a good selling point to me. Like, oh, you can try certain games. Is it going to be like a time trial, kind of like they do with EA's lower tier? Because I really hate that, where you could try a game for like an hour, and then it's like, okay, well, you tried it. Do you want to buy it or not? Like, I don't think that that's a selling point. I think that should be like every tier should get that. You know, I don't think that should be like an exclusive to the highest tier, if these rumors are to be true. But again, we have to wait until Sony makes their announcement about the service. But one thing that's clear is they're probably not going to have new games releasing day and date. Most of their games are single player games, so they don't really have another way to monetize other than doing DLC. Whereas on the Microsoft side, they don't release as many first party games, and a lot of them have multiplayer, so they can still monetize even by including them in Gamepass. So I just don't see Sony being in the position where they would want to do that. So it's kind of understandable, but I think that if these rumors are true, it's really going to rely heavily on the classic games and not on the PlayStation Now or trial component. So that's all I got for today. Let me know what you think about the PlayStation subscription service rumors, about the PlayStation VR design, if you knew what the Bethesda store was before this video, all these things. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.